All right, we just hit a record month of $220,000 in cash collected. I'll have two screenshots below here. These are of both of our Stripe accounts. It'll show you we probably collected around 200K, but it doesn't take into consideration any direct deposits or PayPal. So why I'm sharing that is because we were stuck around 100 to 150K for 12 months. 12 months last year, we had pretty much no growth. We kind of just fluctuated really 15 to 25% month to month. And the thing that allowed me to unlock this huge growth in almost like a month's time wasn't a business strategy. It wasn't a system. I didn't do anything different. I didn't change my offer, none of that, okay? It was actually a really boring morning routine that I started 45 days ago. And this morning routine, it's again, very boring, helps me reprogram my brain and mind to almost double my business in 45 days, okay? Now, let me just first talk about this because you could be listening right now and your BS detector could be going off and you might even be saying, well, Alex Hormozi says mindset work is a total waste of time. Well, guys, I also believed that for a very long time last year. I thought it was a total waste of time. I would wake up, get my cup of coffee and my GA mug, and I would just start working, like right out of bed. I was like, man, I'm the most creative in the morning. Let's start working. I thought it was a waste of time. And then if I looked at last year, because we were kind of stagnant and staying at 100K, 150K, just kind of in that range, I felt this sense of burnout. I was like, damn, we're not growing, So I didn't really feel super inspired. I mean, I showed up here, made some videos, did all that stuff here, but I didn't feel like I was like on the path to success. I felt like I was doing the same thing every day. And it kind of felt like I woke up and just pushed, rinse, repeat, right? I pushed restart every day and just kept living that same day on repeat. And when you're not seeing like success and growth and stuff like that, you feel stagnant and you can experience burnout. So end of last year, I hired a business coach and he helped me reestablish my why. All right. If you guys are health and fitness coaches or just coaches, you know the importance of why, right? We know the importance of like, if we want our clients to actually do the work, they've got to be tied into their mission. They have to know why this is important to them. And frankly, last year I lost that. And what I did towards the end of last year when I hired this coach is I revisited that. And then I built what I'm going to share with you today, my super boring mindset morning routine. Okay. And this thing has helped me be laser focused, and pretty much in 45 days, almost doubled my business. And my team was shocked, but I'll tell you what, like they love the leader that I'm becoming right now. They love how I'm showing up and the team is feeding off of that energy. And this routine I'm going to share with you today is going to help us hit $3 million this year. All right. Our goal is to hit 3 million in top line revenue. For us to do this, we need to make 250K a month, pretty much every single month, right? So this past month, we were at 220-ish K using what I'm going to share with you today. And of course, as the business grows, we'll be able to reinvest more into marketing to get more clients and scale. But this is a huge pillar for our business success. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and transition over to my computer and let's jump in. All right. So I've got this thing pulled up in front of me. This is my boring daily routine that helps me just stay laser freaking focused. Okay. So every day I wake up first thing. All right. Wake up. I go to a separate room. I've got just a couch there. It's kind of an upstairs living room type situation. There's a beanbag in there. It's quiet. And what I will do is I'll do some breath work for about 5 to 10 minutes. So I like Wim Hof. It's pretty simple. Or I'll go find something on YouTube that'll just allow me to just slow down, right? So I'll do like 5, 10 minutes of breath work. And then right after that, I will open this up. So I do this on my computer because guys, I've bought a bunch of like paper notebooks. I've even journaled on my iPad and stuff like that. But I'm a very systems oriented person. So I needed my morning routine to be very systems heavy. I needed it to be like something I knew I could do every day. Because if I just start with a blank slate, it was really hard for me. All right. So once I got clear of mind from that breath work, I open up this form. All right. Now notice I have 3 forms up here. I'm going to go through this entire thing. So make sure to stick around until the end. But I have a daily routine, I've got a weekly routine, and I have a monthly routine. And when I fill all this stuff out, I'll show this to you later too. I can analyze this stuff in trends and I can filter this stuff out within 7 days, 14 days. So I can see the trends that I'm having, right? Which is so freaking cool. So I'm excited to just dive into this with you. All right, so we're gonna go through this full form, how I use this every day. As I go through this, I'm gonna open up other Google Docs that are part of this morning routine formula. Okay, so stick around to the end. You'll see the full breakdown If you don't have a morning routine yet, take this as inspiration, okay? You can copy and paste this, go for it. You can use Airtable, that's what I use for a database. You can use Google Forms to make this, but this thing is helping me stay laser focused, all right? Because I used to just wake up, smash a cup of coffee and just start working. And because I was like, oh man, my morning is the most productive time. That didn't really help me long-term, okay? So let's go ahead and fill this thing out and kind of walk you through it form by form. So first off, I fill this out every day. So inside of here, I just put my date. I would put my body weight for the day. Currently, it's wintertime, trying to pack on a little bit of muscle so I can then go into, get shredded over the summer. I started this bulk around like 185, 186. I'm almost 10 pounds up. So I just track this every single day versus just looking at the scale and trying to remember it. Okay. Then I've got some just like yes, no stuff. Did I stay on my diet? Yes. Did I drink alcohol? Most of the time I click no. Maybe I drink like, maybe once or twice a week. I'll have a cocktail or something out with friends, but I try to keep this to a minimum. Meditate, yes. And then did I journal? Which journaling would be, did I fill this form out yesterday? Right. Then once I fill this out, I will then transition and look at my Aura Ring. Okay. So I actually got my Aura Ring when I built this because I wanted a way to look at this data, because I found when I got my Aura Ring the first time, I just had it and I'd open the app and refresh it and I didn't really use the data. So I was like, what's the point of doing this? Right? Like, cool, I'm tracking data, but how do I analyze it? Right? I mean, if you guys are business owners, why would I track a KPI if I don't use it? That's a waste of time. Okay. And I felt that way with my Aura Ring. I had a Whoop before this. I just stopped paying for Whoop and stopped using it. Right? Like, why? Because I didn't use the data. With this form, I now use that data, make better decisions, and even set goals based on the data. Okay. Also, I'm going to chime in here. If you guys are coaches, like life coaches or health coaches, you should be doing this with your clients. I'm serious. Like, how are you going to get your clients good results if they're not taking care of themselves? You just give them macros and workout plans. That's baloney. Okay. I'm telling you, use forms and collect data, subjective data, so you can be a better coach. Okay. This is like leveling up your coaching experience. Is like, how do I service this client as a whole? What are their goals? How can I help them stay accountable to it? Have them fill out daily forms like this. Okay. At least weekly forms. Ideally. All right. So coming down in here, what time did I go to bed last night? I try to get in bed around like 9, but I'll probably go to bed. Like my Aura Ring says 9:25. Just to show this to you. You can actually pull up your Aura Ring dashboard on your computer. You can log in. So I just pull this thing up first thing in the morning and I just pull all of this data here, right? So I went to bed at 9:20. I woke up at 6:07. So I would just put that in, right? I said 9:20. I already filled this out, so I won't like publish this thing, but wake time was 6:08. Then total sleep duration, I come back over here, 7 hours and 56 minutes. Let's go. Almost 8 hours. Sleep score was 88. Readiness score was an 82. And activity score was 81 and then 83. 81 and 83. That's pretty low for my activity score. I did look at that. I was like, ooh, that's weird. But I was off. I had like 9,100 steps. And my goal for yesterday was 9,500 steps. So I'm like, okay, cool. You're going to give me a lower score because I was off by 500 steps. Whatever. I mean, that didn't like influence my, I need to be more active. I was like, okay, cool. So again, it's just like looking at the data and then looking further into why the scores happened so you got more context. Okay. All right. Once I've entered my biometric stuff, I then go into some 0 out of 10 scaling of my life, right? I want to also just chime in here again. I haven't talked about business yet, right? Like I'm just taking care of my physical health here, right? And then I'm going to ask more about health. And then I'm going to jump into business and stuff like that as I go through this form. Okay. So I'm going to start off always making sure I'm taken care of, because if I'm not taken care of, I can't do anything with the business. Right. All right. We're going to jump down here. Next one's going to be, how did I show up for Claire yesterday? That's my girlfriend. So I can just put in here, okay, I showed up as a 7 out of 10, or, oh, you know what? We had a disagreement. I'm going to be a 4 out of 10. And then I'll write like what happened and then what I could have done better, right? To give myself a better score, right? I always want to be, I try to be objective as possible of like, here's how I rate myself. How can I be better next time so that I can have a better score, right? So this allows you to up level every day, okay? And again, I'm attributing like this form and filling this process out for my business success, okay? Because the business is really just a reflection of you and your personal life and how you manage your time and energy, right? It just is. And if you're having a shitty business, assuming you have a good offer, it typically has more to do with you than anything else. All right. So I put that in there. I'm gonna give myself a higher score though. All right. And then physical health. I did work out yesterday, went on a quick run, and I felt really good. Like no pain. I felt really good. So I actually gave myself a good score for this today. Mental health. I also felt really sharp. It was a Monday. I was like excited to work. So overall, I'll give myself an 8. Very rarely do I give myself a full 10. And then I'll just write out why I rated the score as I did. Okay. And then underneath that, I'll transition to business. How did I show up for business yesterday? And then yesterday I crushed it. I worked from after I finished my morning routine around like 7 or 8 until noon or so, and just updated some awesome curriculum for my clients. Like top level stuff. I felt so good. So I was like, in here bragging. I was like, man, I crushed it yesterday. These are all the things I did. So it felt really good. Not every day is like that, right? Some days, things are a little bit slower and I'm like, why are things this way, right? Or if we had an unhappy customer, I'll write in why. What did we do? What could we have done better, right? And then overall, subjectively, how proud am I of the day before? And am I proud? So I'll be like, yes, I'm so proud. Why? Because I crushed it. No, it's, but I'd be like, I crushed it. I loved that I prioritized my health and, walked around in between meetings, and we had a great day of sales and client satisfaction score was high. Just an example, right? And then I always jump into gratitude. What am I grateful for? I'll say my dog. I did say my dog today. My dog, my team. And sometimes I'll write why. My team, they really helped me yesterday and took some calls for me to get more off my plate, right? And then 3, I could say Claire, she is such a good reflection of the work I'm doing and have to do, right? I'll typically write like a short line there, not much more, okay? Now, that's part 1, right? Part 2, this is huge, okay? So I reflect and start off my day with those subjective metrics. Then I jump into my business goals, okay? My business and life goals. I'm gonna share this with you. This document is so powerful, okay? Then I'll review my offer. So like my offer is, how I help people. I find this is super helpful because it helps me get crystal clear if I'm making content, if I'm doing these sales calls, if I'm doing anything, who are the clients that we help and what do we help them with, okay? I'll show you that. And then I'll review my calendar for the day to make sure that everything I've got planned matches my goals. And if it doesn't, how can I get this stuff off my calendar, right? It's as simple as that. And I just linked this in a Google Doc. So I'll go ahead and open this. So this is essentially like a life manifesto, right? This is me. This is who I am. And here's what I'm working on right now. This is the future me, right? And how I spend my time. Okay. This is a super powerful document. I'm gonna go through this entire thing because it's so powerful. I'm telling you, this thing is what's helped me double my business. It's not any fancy marketing tactics. It's been me being focused on where I'm going and what I'm doing. Okay. My vision, my why, refreshing it every single day. Okay. So let's kind of jump in, right? So I'm going to zoom in here. All right. Matt Shiver is a world-class marketer, coach, entrepreneur, husband, and father. Okay. I'm not a husband or father yet. Right. I'm driven by curiosity and personal growth. He is changing, writing this in third person. He is changing the world by sharing business and productivity advice he has learned from his life. He's the founder and CEO of the Coaches Growth Accelerator. Yeah, an education company that helps health and fitness coaches scale their business and help more people invest in their health. His company does $5 million a year with 30% net profit margins. He and Matt and his team partner with health entrepreneurs who care deeply about their products and services. Okay, so right now we finished last year at like 1.3 million. We had a 220K cash collected with the target this year of 3 million. So this is in the future, right? I originally wrote this and I said I want to do 10 million, but right now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want a $10 million business. That sounds like it might be more stress than I'd like. All right. So for me to do this, I want to have a team of 5 coaches that consult with my clients one-on-one. I've got a group program who are people who aren't ready for one-on-one. And eventually I don't have a portfolio of 10 businesses that I can have an equity stake in or profit share in, where I can have some of my team members work on the business, and the team member would be, these are the team members I would have. That's my direction. That's where I'm going, right? This is my quote unquote purpose. And I get to revisit this every single day, okay? He spends his time teaching, creating content, and consulting with clients and portfolio businesses. His team manages the business, sales, management, and operations. He is a modern day shark in the health and wellness space. I love Shark Tank, right? So I want to be a shark. Yeah, of course, right? I share everything I've learned on my YouTube channel, which has over 1 million YouTube subscribers. And he's always asked to speak in front of other people's audiences to share his knowledge and expertise. Matt has a net worth of 25 million. Okay. Pretty awesome. All right. This is where we're going. Am I here yet? No. Pretty close to 1 million, but not as close. All right. Matt is happily married to his beautiful wife, Claire Shiver. They have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Matt and his family live in a 4-bedroom home with an office gym connection in Mount Pleasant. So this is where I'm from. They have a full gym in their garage with a squat rack, cables, free weights, and these machines. So this is like my ideal, home gym. Okay. In the backyard, there's a long grass field with a sauna, cold plunge pool, meditation spot in the sunshine. They travel once a quarter with the family for work plus pleasure. When the kids are old enough, they'll buy a second home in the mountains to spend the warmer months. Okay. And then this kind of goes into more of like what my daily stuff looks like too. I prioritize my kids. I work in the morning, 4 p.m. onwards with the kids. Claire and I have a date night every 2 weeks. We get a babysitter and we share a bottle of wine and walk around town, right? And once a year we go on a trip, 5 to 10 days with just me and her, okay? And, I take care of my mom, make sure she never has to worry about money. And then I support my brothers. And then eventually I want to have some sort of nonprofit that I can donate a percentage of my income or revenue to annually. Okay, so this is like what I want to do, right? This is what I want to do. Well, I'm going to give full credit right now to Brian Mancata, right? He's the coach that I've hired who's been working with me. He's a YouTube ads guy, but this was part of his curriculum. And I was like, dude, this is so powerful. And I just took it. So thank you, Brian. Okay, identity. Here are the labels that would describe me: leader, husband, coach, father, son, friend, marketer. Who do I want to become? These are the things that I want to embody. All right, so next up is going to be my story. So this is like what I'm currently doing and the trajectory of life, okay? So this just goes from like one step to all the way till I'm 40, because that's at least where I know I'm gonna get to right now with my vision. And then as I get more clarity, I'll write more stuff in here, right? But inside of here, it'll kind of walk you through kind of when I first started my business, right? That's my starting point for this story. I did my first bodybuilding show in 2015 and started my online coaching business. I went to Duke DPT school and started working at a CrossFit gym to coach weightlifting. Then I was mentored by Travis Mash, coached by Glenn Penley, and that was like my introduction to online weightlifting coaching, okay? Then I didn't mention it here, but I started doing that for 2 to 3 years. I graduated from Duke with $100K in debt, moved back at home with my mom, partnered with a new business partner to grow Effective Fitness, which is a low-ticket fitness business, built that and exited my share of it. And then I got really heavily involved into personal development. I traveled for 6 months out west, moved to Austin to find a partner, met Claire. We moved in together after 4 months, right? And then this just keeps going on, right? So this is like, I launched the business. We went to 100K months in 10 months. And here's where I currently am working and moving forward, right? So all of this keeps going, okay? Then I have non-negotiables. Here are things that I do every morning. And this holds me accountable because I'm reading this every single day, okay? I wake up at 6 a.m. I do breath work. I complete my journal, doing it right now, right? I don't take client calls or coach clients until 12 p.m. so that I can work on the business, right? Because it's so easy to get stuck in just responding to clients, right? Then I make a YouTube video every week. I work out, do these things, all the way through, right? But I look at this every single day. And then here are just some quotes and stuff that help me stay motivated. All right. So once I've read that whole thing, I go over here and boom, boom, done. All right. Next, I'm going to review my offer. And this is who I help, right? So I help health and wellness coaches get more clients. Here is the ideal avatar. They make between 5 and 15K a month. They're between 25 and 40. They are health coaches with 10 plus clients charging $250 to $1,000 a month. This is our ideal client avatar. I remind myself every day, what is the goal they have? They want to sign 5 to 10 clients a month so they can add 10 to 20K to their business. Our minimal guarantee is to help them gain 20 new clients in 6 months, right? And they want to be able to make 20K to 100K a month with less work and more systems, all right? And this whole entire thing goes over, the mistakes, things they've tried before, the belief patterns, all the things that they need to do, case studies, how we actually help them, what our risk reversal is, all of this stuff. And honestly, just this here alone is huge for me. So I review, how do we actually help them get the result, right? So step by step, there's 8 steps we take all of our clients through, and I review this. And oftentimes I'll copy and paste this into our Slack group and say, hey guys, just as a reminder, here's how we get our clients results. Offer, Instagram, launch the offer / do a promotion so we can get some cash. Once we get cash, launch ads. Then We'll audit their sales calls and DMs so we know they're being efficient with it. Then we help them set up a CRM so they can be more organized and have a really clean back-end system. Then we help them make a free training/video sales letter. Then we launch ads to that. Okay, these are the 8 steps that we want to take all of our clients through, and we know if we can take them through this, they'll get really good results. All right, so once I've done that, I'm like, awesome, review my offer. And lastly, I review my calendar. Okay, inside of my calendar, I actually have two calendars, because again, like, your ability to grow a business and run a business is all dictated on owning your schedule and like optimizing it. So you've got to do it, right? So like for me, I'll open this up and I'll also open up my daily calendar, right? So I look at this. This is my war map. This is from Sam Evans, OG Sam Evans client over here. And inside of here, you know, I've got like, here are my main priorities for the business. So one is we're doing a retreat, making retreat sales. This one, I'm updating the curriculum. And that's been like my big priority this month, is updating the ad curriculum and then making a new video sales letter and ads running to it. Okay, so these are the 3 things that I'm working on, okay, outside of like my everyday tasks. And then on here, this is kind of like, what is my number one focus or so for the day? So today, my number one focus is filming this YouTube video as well as Instagram. And you can see that's most of the morning. Then I'm gonna do an IG live, and then I'm gonna hop in here, coach some clients. I've got a coaching call, and then call with a friend, and then sauna, ice to finish the day off, right? So that's what I'm doing, right? So I just analyze this, make sure I'm on track. And if I am, I say, yep. And then I finish this off with, what is today's my focus that I'm gonna take today? And then what is any mantra or statements that I've got to solidify this? So for me today, you know, my focus is to create awesome content, right? Creating this video right now, right? Create awesome content, right? You know, be present and be proud of the content you make. You know, your content changes lives, right? Boom. Today's mantra, I actually like the last one, you know, your content changes lives, right? And it could be like, go get it, go get it, right? And then I would just put submit. And I do this every single day. And that again populates over here where I can then filter and say, okay, cool. You know, this is the last 90 days. Here's how I rate myself. What about the last 7 days? Okay. Last 7 days. And then I can kind of see, okay, cool. Are there any trends, okay, from the last 90 days to the last 70 days? So looks like I'm not doing a good job showing up right here, right? So I could do better in my relationships. Cool. What can I do about this? Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to be very objective with this, right? Sleep was 7.5 hours. Let's check what it was the past 7 days. Pretty much the same, right? Activity score. So I can kind of just look at these things and what can I do better? What can I do better, right? I keep asking myself that. And this allows me to do that, right? Every Sunday, or I'll come over here and I fill this out. And over here, I'll take the averages of my scores. And typically for that, I'll just pull up the Aura Ring, and then you can go to trends and you can pick just like the past 7 days and it'll show you this score here, right? So I'm pulling that all data there. I'll then make more like stress level, sleep, workouts, relationship, business, money made that week, common trends in the data. And here's like my stuff I do every Sunday, right? Did I pay my credit cards? Did I transfer money from business to personal? Did I put any money in investment accounts? Did I review my calendar for the next week, making sure that I'm on track? If not, let's kick things off, right? What lessons did I learn? And then what's my focus for this week? Okay, so I fill this thing out every single week. And this is way more free response than the other one was. But again, I want to be able to analyze that data. And then finally, I've got a monthly form, and this kind of summarizes everything that's in the weekly form. It's essentially doing the weekly form again, but again, kind of zooming out. What did I learn? What was the big lesson from that month, right? What are the common trends that were made? And then what about my goals, like long-term, right? So kind of coming back to my morning formula here, how close am I to that? And are my goals still aligned? Do I still want everything that's in my morning formula? And if I don't, that's a time for me to come back here and actually adjust my morning formula, right? That's my vision, that's my why. And then same thing for 5 years, right? So this simple morning routine right here is what's helped me almost double my business. All right, it wasn't no fancy marketing strategy. I didn't double my prices or my offer or anything like that. Like, I just got really focused on what I'm doing and where I'm going. And now I wake up every day and I am freaking stoked to get to work, right? Like I shared at the beginning, I experienced a little bit of burnout last year. With this daily morning routine, I now have focus. I feel like I've got purpose, right? And my team feels it. and we're growing faster than ever. We're helping more people than ever, and it just feels really, really good. So I want to make this video to like strongly encourage you guys to have some sort of morning routine. And if this feels like it's too much systems and it's too structured, and you can open a simple Google Doc, that's fine. Or if you can use, just a pen and paper, that's fine too. But what I really want to emphasize is just to always have a practice where you connect with your why, okay? Your vision. Because if you do, you'll go somewhere. If you don't, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to question things all the time. All right. So that's all I got for today, guys. If you guys like today's video, smash the subscribe button right here. I'll keep creating daily content just like this to help you grow and scale your coaching business, and throw in some more productivity mindset stuff in here too. All right. So that's what I got. Smash the subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.